Nicolas Cage, Willy's Wonderland. This is a movie review of Willy's Wonderland. Look, the movie title's a bit daggy, to say the least, but the too long didn't read version is this is an actual enjoyable romp of a film. In my opinion, I would call this a future cult classic. And Nicolas Cage doesn't say a single word in the entire film. Only cost $5 million and Nicolas Cage produced it himself, straight to video, of course. Not sure how much of that went to his pocket for acting fee and the other actors and things like that. But just a fun time of a film. Nicolas Cage not saying a word, getting everything done just by how he looked. Something happens, he just gives a look. Certain look. I don't know whether the look is happy, sad, mean, menacing, puzzling, whatever, but he just does not say a single word. And I found, just my personal opinion, there are some other characters in the film. When we deviated away from what Nicolas Cage was doing and we went to those other characters and they were talking and interacting, I found it annoying. I was like, can we just get back to see what Nicolas Cage is doing over here? Without talking. He's not talking, but I'd rather watch what he's doing and going through than listening to you jokers. Okay, look, the whole plot of the movie is really, really simple. He has to spend the night in an abandoned building that has animatronics that come to life and try to kill him. That's pretty well it. And I don't really want to give too many spoilers away. You know, animatronics behind me that you can see here is a weasel and like a tree elf or tree sprite, spirit thing, fairy, you know, whatever she is, trying to kill him. And there's a bunch of them. I think there's 8, might be 8 of them, possibly even more. And, you know, look, when he takes them out, he doesn't even bat an eyelid, thinking this is weird as. Like, he doesn't know what he's in for. But it happens, he takes one of them out, and then he just goes back to doing what he was doing. He doesn't think, wow, that was weird, I better get out of here. Just goes back to doing what he was doing. Now, the other characters, they do know. And we get a lot of exposition from them. Talking to, I guess, each other and other random characters, letting them know certain things. So under the guise of telling us, it's telling another character something, of course. Exposition, how the animatronics ended up coming to life, why they want to kill people. Like, to me, it didn't matter. I didn't need to know, and I didn't really care. You could have not told me that, and it could have just been left as a puzzle. It could have just been in this Willy's Wonderland universe that, for whatever reason, these animatronics have decided to come to life and kill people, and for whatever reason, no one's decided to just take a flamethrower to them and torch them or put them through a garbage mincer or muncher or just pull them apart or anything like that. So, ignoring those obvious plot holes on how to deal with animatronics that lots of people know do bad things. Ignoring that, it was a good, entertaining, let me rephrase good. Because if it's a B grade and cult classic, you might not really say it's good, but entertaining. I was at least entertained by the movie. Now, the energy drink that Nicolas Cage drinks in this movie is not real. It's made up. Now, maybe he couldn't get a sponsor, or maybe he didn't want a sponsor. And that would be fine. That would be fine from him. Maybe he's got the idea of a future release of an energy drink, and then people could do whatever. Because they did release a t-shirt. The t-shirt that he wears in the film, you were able to buy that as merch if you wanted to. So it would not surprise me if at some point in time, hey, release this energy drink, and so it's like retroactively tying it back to the film. It didn't exist before the film, it existed after the film, and then you could say, look, it's in the film. But whatever. Straight to video, this movie from Nicolas Cage. Hour and a half, I think it goes for. It's a bit of a slasher. Look, I think it's a movie that you probably should be watching at night with the lights off. And I say that because there's a lot of dark scenery. So if you're trying to watch this in the daytime and the ambient light in your room just might drown out the stuff. So if you can, wherever you're watching this, if you can turn off the ambience, turn off the lights so that your source of light is coming from whatever you're watching it on, whether it's a computer streaming into your TV or however, then I think you'll have a far better time about seeing what's going on, because it's a little bit dark inside. Only $5 million to make. Cheap as. It goes to show you don't need massively huge budget to make a movie. Although I wonder what they spent the $5 million on, to be frank. The building could have just been a legit abandoned building that was found somewhere. And I know that in my city, there has been abandoned things that the movie industry has come in and they have made buildings inside the abandoned building. So, for instance, I know on one particular movie, they made a library. So there was a little thing, they sectioned off this part with inside the abandoned building. And from the, I guess, the camera side, it looked like this exquisite mahogany shelf library and everything. But of course, from the outside, it's certainly not that. It was just some cheap plywood and everything. But the way they painted and stained it and everything, it looked like schmicko mahogany and everything from the camera side. But on the other side, it was just basically a facade, is what I'm trying to say. So the movie industry has done that in my city. So I saw this movie and I'm thinking, that legit could have been filmed inside the building that we see. That's legit. Just make a certain scene over there and a certain scene over there. Could have just been a shell of a building instead of doing it in a big film stage or something like that, which may have bumped up the cost of the movie. Take your gear and take it to an abandoned place and just make little sets inside and film it all like that. So yeah, I do wonder where the $5 million went, but I don't care. As far as movies go, relatively speaking, it's cheap. It's a cheap movie, and I guess Nicolas Cage will keep making royalties from this for quite a while to come. Well, like I said, hour and a half. If you got a spare hour and a half, give it a watch. I found it enjoyable. Get over the acting of the kids. They're a little bit annoying, but that's okay. You can get through it and just enjoy the spectacle of Nicolas Cage being a badass, kicking the crap out of evil animatronics that are trying to kill him. And if you've seen the movie, let me know what you think down below.